Okay, I'm Tom P. for the Journalist Journals. This is walkthrough number 1, location cemetery in Fort Myers, Florida. In the last video we asked the question, can incompetence kill? And can you get a close-up of this? Can you get a close-up of this guy? And we'll have a better photograph for the shoot, okay? But then I'll say something like, meet Robert Cohen. He's the TSA's Deadliest director. He's currently the Federal Security Director at the Southwest Florida International Airport. And we're in this cemetery because he's responsible for 37 fatalities. 37 children will never go to their senior prom. I'll say something like they'll never graduate from high school. They'll never open another birthday present ever again because of his incompetence. Then we'll go to the facts. The Sun Sentinel newspaper in 2002, Florida's child welfare system has been unable to locate more than 500 children under its care, some of them missing for a decade or more. The New York Times, July of 2002, children suffer as Florida agency struggles. Pressure mounts on Florida Governor Jeb Bush for drastic overhaul of the child welfare system following the beating death of a 2-year-old. Then we have the Miami Herald in 2002. DCF lapses, fatal for 37 kids. Herald Review finds warnings of abuse and inadequate action. The Herald obtained internal DCF emails, and they reveal, according to the Herald, a chilling picture of bureaucratic ineptitude. And one of these emails, oh, for crying out loud, it says, just keep remembering it can always be worse. Well, what are they expecting, 38 kids? Wow. Finally, the Herald in December of 2002, top officials ousted in shakeup at DCF. Bob Cohen leaves. He finally leaves. Okay. This is all a matter of public record. Okay. And we're going to let the setting and the facts answer the question, can incompetence kill? Okay? All right, listen, I don't care. I don't really care if we shoot this thing at the cemetery total. I don't care if we shoot it at the airport in the cemetery, if we shoot it all at the airport. The point is disclosure. Mike, if you were going to have open heart surgery and you found out that the surgeon had 37 fatalities out of the last 50 operations, and you had another surgeon in Sarasota, Florida who had no fatalities, where are you going to go? Which surgeon are you going to go to? I'm going to tell you, you're going to go to the guy that didn't have no fatalities. It's a matter of people knowing. If you went, every time you go for a job, they ask about your history. Where have you been? What did you do? Because they want to know. That's important information. The past is prelude to the future. You look at the past and you can pretty well predict what's going to happen. So people need to know that not all TSA-controlled airports are equally safe. It's that simple. Okay, are we at the spot where are we at that spot?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to say for the TSA's, okay, the truth is in what happens. Children are dead because of this bureaucrat's incompetence and ineptness. It's that simple. Is this where we're going to shoot? Are we going to shoot this? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we ready to shoot now?
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready. Okay. For the Journalist Journals, I'm Tom P. We're doing our 4th walkthrough, and this is at cemetery in Fort Myers, Florida. This is a head scratcher. The man who failed to protect the children of Florida, well, President Bush appoints him, Robert Cohen, as the Federal Security Director of the Southwest Florida International Airport. That's why we're calling this the Deadliest Director, and why this TSA-controlled airport is unsafe. We're going to ask the question, well, how's it been working out at the airport? How's he been doing out there? We're not going to delve into all the security breaches that have occurred out there or the ones that they've covered up. Just the most public and the latest. This is what happened in June of 2012. 2 or 3 concourses at the airport were failing to provide a vital security screening procedure, and no one noticed it for 8 weeks. 300 to 400 air travelers were affected. Now, TSA investigators document that the breach is a result of negligence that could have led to a major terror event, resulting in a massive loss of life. The TSA investigates itself, and it took them over 1 year to investigate this breach, and that's important. One might wonder why it took them an entire year. The results were made public in June of 2012. And the results were that 35 TSOs, now TSOs are the lowest ranking member in the TSA's totem pole. They're people who obey orders, they don't give orders. Anyway, those 35 TSOs were to blame. That's what the investigators said. And 5 working female supervisors were terminated. For the TSA, the buck stops at the bottom. The bureaucrats, Federal Security Director Cohen and all his deputies, his 7 managers, his 10 regulatory inspectors, his 4 analysts, all the people who walk about the airport observing operations and didn't notice the breach for 8 weeks, none of them have been terminated, shuffled upstairs, or asked to resign. Nothing changes when nothing changes. The man who failed to protect Florida's children is now failing to protect air travelers. This press release from June of 2012, quote, TSA called on to come clean about the latest security meltdown at the Southwest Florida International Airport in Fort Myers. It appears the TSA is trying to keep the public in the dark. That's from the U.S. Congress Transportation Infrastructure Committee press release. The public is still in the dark. The public doesn't have this information. We at the Journaling Journalist Journals believe you have a right to know. We're not just asking the questions, we're answering them. Media coverage and congressional oversight of this airport and this director is shallow at best. Not knowing what's going on may cost you your life or your loved one their life, because not all TSA-controlled airports are equally safe. For the Journaling Journalist Journals, I'm Tom P. Don't miss our follow-up segment. We'll be examining the lethal interplay of incompetence, corruption, and cronyism at the Southwest Florida International Airport. Till the next time, I'm Tom P. Cut. Okay, you got it? Yep. Okay. All right, Mikey. That next one. Man, talk about corruption. This is corruption. He pays, you can believe this, he pays a customer service representative 120 grand a year. 120 grand. A secretary, 135,000, and a maintenance man, 90,000. One might wonder, woo, how come they get all that taxpayer money? Well, we're gonna make the links. See, they also have internal investigations, and they have investigators that took a year to figure out that the buck stopped with the workers. There's an interesting connection there. You ain't gonna want to miss this one.